Okay, M.A. Uruk, a sub in Intermediate Fancy Dance as a noob. Just having some fun, doing a capital defense. And this is looking like the turn. So we had no money to put PD here, so we lost this province. We do have a raid up here, but let's take a look at the main course. We also had some more desertions. So, alright. Up here, let's see, so we have a pile of long dead horsemen. There was a global event that was going, so that's why it's we've got darkness. So that'll have an impact on the battle as well. We've got a number of white mages, including many of the ones that got featured raiding in the last turn. We've got Niklatu, the lizard hero, some anti-magic. We've got a number of marsh masters tucked away in here, and a lot of lizard shamans, including this prophet, who's probably going to do some big communion buffs. Some gems. Lich Queen with air and death gems. Now there's a lot you can do with these paths in terms of death and air, especially tilted a little bit more favorably towards death. Wailing winds, wind of death, all sorts of different things. Rigor mortis. Has a crystal matrix, so the Lich Queen can dive in even more and do other stuff, like maybe like Arrowfend, or not Arrowfend, Fog Warriors, stuff like that. Could do Arrowfend, but it wouldn't be as useful. I don't have a lot of missile troops. And then maybe a mass protection person. Yep. And then we got the Sobek Warriors in the back, very tough. And a whole block of elite warriors. Over here we have the front line for Uruk. We have a number of mages. We've lost a ton of troops to desertion, so maybe I should have gotten that funding from Ashdod just to give a better account, but at the end of the day I'm not sure if it's going to make a big difference against what Satis ends up doing, but we'll see. We've got a little bit of our communion set up. We've got this guy who is the feature of the army. As long as we protect him and he gets to cast spells, that'll be good. And we got a little bit of a thug in the back. So yeah, we've got some stuff going on, but nowhere near the army that's attacking. Let's see how it goes. So one of the things that I was hoping to do was I was hoping the armies would be a little bit closer together. I think there's a little bit of randomness to it. But if these white mages were a little bit further up, maybe I could have hit them with these maggot casts, which would do, I believe it's just 50 armor negating damage, which would be more than enough to just kill white mages, just outright. I don't think there's any like magic resistance save or anything. And we have our first really big battlefield spells coming out. So we've got Foul Vapors, we've got Wailing Winds, and we've got Howl, the Satis special, basically. Just a lot of things that you would expect from Satis. You see the long dead horsemen coming around the sides. They do kill some of the shamans on the edges here, but we do get off mass protection. We have another one come up, Ravenous Swarm, which should be going around eating something. Maybe it's here. Killing skeletons here, I don't know. And we have the first earthquake coming out, which gets rid of a lot of the horsemen. Got 91 fatigue. Should come out with the second earthquake in just a second. There we go. And we have managed to do some harm to the mage ball that Cetis brought with those earthquakes. And on Cetis' side, we have a lot of enslaved mines and soul slaves coming out. And we see a number of the Uruk soldiers running off from Wailing Winds, or just casualties. So yeah, maybe if I could have held on to these soldiers, then I could have put maggots at the end of the script and then maybe hit these guys on advance and cast. Maybe that's something I could have done. I don't know. And then the mistake in my scripting was this guy doing Curse of Stones for his last spell, and it's so late in the battle that doing an extra fatigue damage to Cetis doesn't really do much. Maybe I was hoping it would pair with Woven Winter a little bit more. Like, how cold is it? Yeah, so it looks like that didn't necessarily happen yet. So the desertion seemed to happen, but the Woven Winter did not in terms of turn order. And we have Cetis just come in and overwhelm the brave Uruk defenders. Or scare them off. But reasonably happy that I had to come down to the Sobek warriors and a bunch of like skelly spam. So alright. So in terms of the tally, killed 1 lizard lord, 6 marsh masters. I don't think there was a lot of gear on those marsh masters. Like I went and looked. I think it was like a water bracelet that they probably picked up. A couple of shamans. And 100 elite warriors, which I'm pretty happy about. And 145 long dead horsemen. Wiped those out. Cetis probably expected to lose these. But it's still nice to go ahead and put them out. And then as Uruk, we lose the whole army because there's nowhere to retreat. And I want to say, what did we have, like 60 desertions? I think we were like 180 like a turn or two ago. Yep, everyone dies. And let's go ahead and check out the quick raid. So, still in darkness. I sent out this Gudu. Just in case Cetis didn't attack, I was going to try and donate a slave collar to Cetis. So, that's what he's doing. Maybe in retrospect, I could have had this guy just hang out in the capital, and he would have gotten a chance to donate it anyways. But I didn't want to risk him giving it to one of my mages if somehow it was just like a small raid or a gem bait. So that didn't quite work out. And now we are to the final little group. We've got our raiding parties. We're splitting out the Draconians, just hitting like a middle part of his empire that maybe he won't patrol. And I'm going to send these mages around over here through maybe like Asphodel and just raid around this fortress and see if I can go find Cetis again. Asphodel hasn't seemed to react to anything yet, but we'll see if they get worried about another little Uruk force here after losing, I think, both of these provinces, and see if they move into counter. And other than that, just moving some scouts around. And yeah, so I'll see you in turn 57. But that was the main piece of entertainment. So I hope you enjoyed it. Later.